Hello friends, I hope you're ready for your cooking class. We sure are, and we will be sharing some recipes for a family picnic. So grab your paper, grab your pen, and stand by. I am so glad you stood by and you're ready to write these recipes. But before we get started, I'm going to share and present to you our guest. I'm not going to be sharing the recipes. I'm going to be learning with you. So please, we have Marlene. Please present yourself to our viewers.
Well, I'm Marlene McKinney. And I am originally from the Bahamas, the most beautiful island in the world.
Oh, I don't know. I'm from Puerto Rico.
Well, I don't know. You see, the thing is, we have the most beautiful waters, the most beautiful people. Anyway, we won't go there today. Right now, I live in New York, Hyde Park, upstate New York.
Okay.
And I'm from McKinney's Oven. That's my ministry.
Yes.
And today, we're going to share some really simple recipes that you can take to the beach. If you go to the Bahamas, or you can take it to the pool if that's what you got to do, you know. But
exactly.
They're just simple. We're doing some whole wheat bread.
Yes. What else are we making? We're making the whole wheat bread, but we need something to go with it. So
of course, we got to have some meat.
Exactly.
So we have some king burgers. Of course, there's no meat in there. Let's not scare the people.
Very good.
And we have some lentil stew.
Yes.
My favorite. That's my favorite. And of course, we can't go to the beach without a little sweet. So we have a basic pound cake.
Basic pound cake with
Very
no
simple.
eggs?
No eggs, no butter, no cholesterol.
Wow.
I think it's kind of what I would say. For the dieters out there, you can eat it and not worry about the calories necessarily. But don't eat a whole lot. Just a little.
That's right. We always have to keep in mind that is to be temperate, right?
Yes,
in
yes,
everything.
most definitely.
I am so excited to be in the kitchen with you. All this stuff smells really good, and I think our friends are ready to get started with the first recipe. What do you say?
I hope so.
Okay, friends, let's start with our first recipe. I am going to invite you so we can read this recipe together. And this is for
1 2/3 cups warm water, 1 tablespoon active dry yeast, 2/3 cup sugar, 1/3 cup oil, 1 teaspoon salt, 4 cups of whole wheat flour, 2 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour, 1 cup of cooked oatmeal, a 1/4 cup of gluten flour, and a 1/2 cup of flax meal. And of course, this is the recipe for our whole wheat bread.
Very good. So whole wheat bread, this is the healthy bread. I noticed that you use flaxseed. I mean, why are you using that? And the oatmeal, those are the 2 ingredients that I'm questioning.
Okay. Well, the flax, of course, has the omega-3 fatty acids in there.
Okay.
And we know that in addition to the omega-3 fatty acids, has lots of fiber. You know, just 2 tablespoons of flax meal has as much fiber as a 1.5 cups of oatmeal.
Oh, wow.
You know, and there's so many people that are constipated and they need more fiber. Of course, if you're going to increase your fiber, please increase your water intake, because that can be real trouble, right? And
That's right.
And the oatmeal, I started
Yes.
adding the oatmeal to my breads because it helped to make it a little lighter.
Okay.
And I just wanted to vary the grains. I didn't want the same, just whole wheat flour.
Exactly.
You know? Of course, this is one of the king of the grains also, the oatmeal.
The oatmeal.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
tell me what to do. Tell us what to do.
Okay.
What step and stuff
We're
like
going
that.
to first put our water into our bowl.
Okay.
We have the warm water.
Warm water.
And
And we're going to
you can use the wire whisk, and you can add your
dissolve
yeast.
the yeast.
Yes. Usually I tell my students to stir about 100 times, but I don't know if we have time to stir 100 times on
I'll
the show.
stir fast.
Okay, great. While you're stirring, I will add to that our sugar.
Okay. And that is the
Florida
crystals,
crystals.
right? Okay.
Yes,
And
let's
you
use
want
that.
a spoon here. And
Okay.
why don't you use just a regular white sugar?
Well, the regular white sugar is so highly processed. You know, there's less processing in the Florida crystals, and we need to have a little more nutrients. Although sugar is sugar is sugar. Doesn't matter if it's white or Florida crystals or whatever. It's still sugar.
It's a sweetener.
Okay, it's still a sweetener. So while you're doing that, I'm going to pour in the oil.
Okay. So we have the oil.
And then I'm going to add our oatmeal.
Now it's cooked. Why does it have to be cooked?
I find that it makes a better bread than when it's not cooked. I've done both, and it's just my variation, of course. It's not there's no science behind it. I don't think there is. But somehow the cooked oatmeal just does a little better.
Okay.
I'll break it up a little for you. Well, maybe you can do it. All right.
Let's see. I think I will use this fork to break that up. Okay, so once I mix the oatmeal, what are we going to be doing?
Okay, you're going to add, let's add all these first. Let's just get all this in here. That was our flax meal, I'm sorry.
Flax meal. What else?
Then we're going to add the gluten flour, and of course the gluten flour helps the bread to bind and to rise too. It just
to rise too?
Yes, it gives it has elasticity in there. And then we're going to add a little salt, just a little salt.
Very good.
And then once we get it all dissolved in there, we're going to start adding our whole wheat flour to the mix.
Okay.
Do you think you got 100 in there? You got at least 100?
I think, teacher, that I did good. About 100 in there.
I hope so.
I was just getting ready, getting rid of
all the lumps. That's okay, because even when you're kneading, when you're kneading, it's going to take care of that anyhow.
I like this recipe. All right.
It's very simple.
Okay.
You know, so then we're going to add 4 cups of whole wheat flour. Okay. And we add it a little at a time. You don't want to make too much of a mess, although bread making is messy.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, at home, I cheat a lot, and I like to use my bread maker. I don't know about you at home, but I like to do that because it just makes a quick
confession.
Mix, you know? But I don't bake in the bread maker. I just like to use it for mixing.
Oh, if you have it, why not use it, right?
Yes.
That's handy.
Of course, when time is of the essence, too. You can be doing so many other things.
Okay.
But bread making is great. Let's see if we can get it all in there. That's 2, that's 3, and 1 more.
3. I think it's time for me to use a spoon, huh?
Yes. There you go. That's a good mess there.
Yes. I love making bread. I love to share my homemade bread with my neighbors.
Very good.
Oh, yeah. One time, my bread turned out so hard. What causes a bread to turn so hard?
Well, you can have too much flour in there. What else can cause the bread to go really hard? You know what I found too about keeping the bread moist and soft? Is as soon as it's baked and it's cool, put it in plastic bags. And the plastic bag keeps the moisture in there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Otherwise, you'll end up with a door stopper, huh?
That's right. That's for sure.
It's very hard.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the whole wheat already.
Then we're going to add 2 cups of white.
Okay.
2 cups, of course, it's unbleached white, and for reasons we know that the unbleached white is not processed with aluminum. So that's why we use the unbleached white flour.
Well,
we're going to put it all in there. Let's see if we're going to give Adalia lots of work to do.
You are giving me a lot of work to do. I'm going to have big muscles by the time I finish making this one loaf of bread.
Yes, yes. But she says she likes making bread, so I don't think there's a problem here.
Oh, I do have a machine too, honey.
Confession is good for the soul.
Lord. I think we're going to have to pour this out.
Yes.
Okay.
You can pour it out to one side. Very quickly.
Right.
And then, once we get into some form, and I have her doing all the work. You see that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if I'm doing it wrong, why don't you teach me how?
Oh, that's good. You're doing a beautiful job. You don't need my help at all.
I knew I was going to work with you in the kitchen today.
You don't need my help at all.
Okay,
isn't she doing a great job?
Well,
yeah.
Well, thank you, but
of course she is.
Here we go.
That's beautiful. I need her at home. I need her at home.
Okay, so now that, let's say the dough is made already, and
once we get it together, and that looks great, and you can use the flour to sprinkle if you need a little, but it's pretty good. Just a little.
Okay.
You don't want the dough to be too damp on your palms, and of course we don't want to use our fingers for kneading, and she's doing it beautifully. Okay.
Wow.
Once we knead, we're kneading for 10 minutes. That's the idea. You knead for 10 minutes, and then you allow it to rest. Okay. You cover it with your towel. Once you allow it to rest, you can put it back in your bowl, and you want to make sure it doubles in size.
Okay.
Before moving on to the next stage.
Okay. So now that let's pretend it's already with the
you can
dough
put it back
already
in your bowl.
Whew.
That looks really good.
Got a nice workout today.
Let's clean it all up.
Okay.
And then I will show you what we will do with the other parts of our.
Okay,
here.
so you cover it up,
Okay,
and where do
cover
you
it.
place it?
I usually put it in a warm area. I sometimes put it on top of the stove so we can exchange places here.
Very good.
And of
All
course,
right.
this is our, what it would look like once
That's
it
the
doubles
rest
inside.
that doubles inside.
Okay, so
Okay.
may I have that cutting board? You can leave
Oh,
that.
certainly.
I'm
Yes.
going to use the cutting board. So we can get rid of some of these bowls here. Make
Okay.
some space. And usually I cut it in half. Okay? And you can you get 2 loaves.
Okay.
Or what I like to do, because I have children, and I had my little boy, Vincent, he would always say, Mommy, can you please cut me a slice of bread? And I'm like, Vincent, every time you have to ask me for cutting a slice of bread, I need to come up with some other plan. This is not working. So I started making dinner rolls.
Oh,
And this is what I would do with
okay.
my dinner rolls. I know everyone has their way of doing it, but it works. And our pan's not sprayed, so
Let's
we're going to
spray it.
get it all sprayed.
Oh, yeah, we're making a nice mess in the
Okay.
kitchen today.
Yes.
Oof.
But you know, this is great for children. My children, when I'm making bread, they are in the kitchen.
Yes.
And they're all helping to get the little rolls. And if you do this simple recipe, you'll get about 35 dinner rolls.
Wow. that's
35.
very
So this tray will be filled with dinner rolls. Okay?
Very
And just
good.
keep going like that. I'll do one full line, and then I'm going to show you what else we will do with it.
Okay.
And you know something? I've all of my children, they all have to do the bread. They have no choice. I'm the boss. So they have to come into the kitchen.
Well, I do believe that we need to equip our children. Sometimes we don't want them in the kitchen, and I think we're doing more harm than good. So
Amen.
invite your children into your kitchen.
That's right.
And so they can see where, I mean, it's not just bringing it from the store to the table. It takes a procedure. So, and it also helps us in the family to to bond and stuff like that. So this is one good recipe to have the little hands around.
That's right.
I don't think I want all the hands in the flour making a big mess, but that also could be fun too. Okay.
And of course, you know what you're getting. When we make our breads at home, we know what we're getting.
That's
you know,
right.
we go to the store, we pick up a loaf of bread, we don't know what we're getting.
Yeah, some
You know,
ingredients,
sometimes
I don't know
we're
what it
getting
means.
vinegar, we're getting casein and whey, and we don't need all of that.
So what
I
are you
make
making now?
Bigger one. Same idea.
Okay.
Right? I don't know if the camera got that, but it's the same idea. You make it a
Right.
nice bun.
Nice ball.
And then I take my rolling pin
Yeah. Let's
and I
slide this
roll
over.
just slightly like that.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Perfect.
And then I take a little sesame seed, because we want sesame seed buns, or you can do the poppy seed, whatever one you choose.
Okay.
And I know you know how to do all of this. You
Oh,
just
no. Everybody's got
dip
their
it
own
in
way.
there.
Oh, nice.
course.
No, I've never done that
Now
before.
you get about 22.
22.
22
Wow.
hamburger buns.
Very
or king
good.
burger buns, not hamburger buns. We don't want hamburgers. We want king burgers.
That's
okay?
right. Okay, so
And,
you sprinkle the sesame seeds on the board, and then you...
Yeah, sprinkle a little.
Uh-huh.
Just press it down.
And press it out.
that's-
You only do one side, I see.
Yes, just one
Okay,
side.
one
That's
side.
our factory version.
Very good.
And like I said, you get 22 of the, so what you can do ahead of time is you can simply cut them up into whatever you choose. Say you want a loaf, then you do your loaves, your 2 loaves. Or
Right.
if you want king burgers, buns, then you
buns.
then cut 22 even.
Slices.
Or if you want dinner rolls,
Right.
then you can just cut them up in 35 pieces.
Very
What I've
good.
been doing lately is making them even smaller, so that don't waste. These children tend to waste a lot.
Exactly.
And
And
so-
even adults too. So
Yes,
it's
yes.
just controls us for our caloric intake for the day, right?
That's right. And then if you want to make a loaf, then you have a loaf.
Perfect.
So
Very
there's so
good.
much that you can do with your
Basic, whole wheat
whole
loaf.
wheat bread recipe, and just play with it at home. You can even take the same recipe, and my children like when I roll it out and I put raisins and nuts in there, and it tastes like a little cinnamon bun kind of thing.
Very
They
good.
really enjoy that.
Well, I think our people are being blessed by this recipe and your new idea. So how about if we share the recipe, the next recipe with our viewers, huh?
Sure,
Let's
certainly.
read this recipe together. And our next recipe, what is the name of it?
King burgers. We have 1.5 cups of garbanzos, 1/2 cup coconut milk, 1.5 cups quick oats, 1/2 cup walnuts, 1 onion minced, and that can be a medium onion, 3 tablespoons of liquid aminos, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon of sweet basil, 3 teaspoons chicken style seasoning, 1.5 tablespoon of tomato paste, a dash of cayenne pepper, 2 tablespoons of oil, ½ cup celery chopped, and ½ cup green bell peppers.
Okay, well, we're set, and we're going to show you how to make these king burgers.
Yes.
So tell
Very
us, what
simple.
are the steps?
Okay, first we're going to put our pot on the stove. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of water. Very quickly, I will add my onions.
Onions brings good flavor to the cooking, the
Okay.
food.
And we should have some bell peppers here, but I don't see them, so we're not going to worry about it. You
Okay.
don't have to have it.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to allow those to cook up a little. While that's doing that, we're going to go to the blender.
Oh.
Very quickly.
Very good.
All right, this is a very quick recipe, and it's really simple and it tastes really good. In our blender, we're going to put our garbanzo beans, or chickpea, as some of us know it to be. Of course, we're going to put our nuts, because we don't want to taste walnut. We want the walnuts in there, but we don't want it like that.
We don't want
We're going
whole
to add our
walnuts.
coconut milk.
What else?
We're going to add the oil. Will you put a little water in that bowl for me?
Sure.
I think we're going to need just a little water. And I'm going to add my soy sauce, which is Bragg's liquid aminos. It's unfermented soy sauce. All of my liquids are going in the
blender.
And then we're going to cover it, of course.
Okay. Are you ready to blend?
Yes, we are.
Okay. There we go. Make a little noise.
Okay, want to check it a little?
Yes. Now, does it have to be very creamy?